is one big, heavy bird. This is a wild cat. Wild by name, wild by nature. Now, one thing I love about going on safari in Africa is seeing the herd animals. You get such a great variety. Look at what we got here. We've got zebra, little baby one, hemsbok and eland, and then in the distance we've got ostrich. Wonder if any of them will feature in my challenge. How easy would that be? Spot a baby zebra, challenge complete. Somehow I don't think it's going to be quite so simple. Let's see. Follow a food chain and make a meal fit for an elephant. Well, fortunately, none of these animals feature on an elephant's diet because an elephant is vegetarian. Mind you, they've got big appetites. That is going to be one big meal.
I headed for Sambona Game Reserve in South Africa and met up with Rainer, a game warden here. He suggested we headed straight out on the elephant's trail.
Okay, Michaela, this is a good spot where we can actually start looking at the elephant browsing.
Do they eat this with these thorns on?
Well, they've got quite big teeth and very hard mouths. They just put it in the mouth and the teeth just grinds it all down.
And they don't feel a thing?
Not a thing at all.
And are we going to chop some of this down so we can put it in our dinner that we're preparing for the Ellies?
Oh, definitely. We can go to the tree and we can cut some of the tips of the branches off there, and then we can load that and see if they will eat it.
Well, that would be like a little tiny mouthful for an elephant, wouldn't it?
I think that should do it.
We had our first course, but we'd need more than this to make a meal fit for an elephant.
Well, this is another tree that they've clearly had a good go at. You can see all the bark taken off, and also those tusk marks are really clear again, aren't they? And what are those? Are those the pods then?
Yes, that's the seed pods that the Scotia produce. Actually only have one seed in each of these pods.
And do they like them?
Yes, the elephants enjoy it.
So we could gather some of them, and I've noticed they've got some little red flowers as well.
Yes, we can pick some pods, some flowers, and go make dinner nice for them.
But yeah, we can make it really pretty, couldn't we?
We can.
That would be lovely, that. That would be like sprinkling parsley over the top.
Finding evidence of what the elephants have been eating is not always that difficult. When something that big gets the munchies, it can certainly make an impact on the environment.
Okay, so Michaela, what we have here is what was a stand of sisal plants, and as you can see, the elephants have been here and they totally destroyed it.
So the elephants have destroyed all this?
Yes, they come in here, they break down the old trees, and then they take out the fleshy bits that they want, and what you see here is the stuff that they don't like.
And how many days did it take them to do this?
About 3 nights. They come
Really?
here, they spend a bit of time here, they eat, and then they go off again.
Are we taking any of this with us?
Yes, we will. Unfortunately, there's nothing left here.
Oh.
We'll go to another stand and we can go and dig out a small plant and see if they will eat it.
Okay. This is a sisal plant before the Ellies have got to it, and this is hopefully going to be my secret ingredient in my Ellie meal. But to get it out, we need a bit of spade work.
The menu is looking pretty good now. Just one more course would finish it off nicely.
Is this another favourite?
Yes, this is the carrier.
Carrier?
Carrier, yes. And this is, as you can see, another prime example of elephant stripping bark from the tree.
You can see that. They obviously fight. But that looks so revolting. I mean, that does not look like they're going to get much nourishment out of that.
Doesn't look like it, but they actually do. You can actually see the tusk marks where they stick their tusks in to rip the bark loose.
So is this a good ingredient for my Ellie dinner?
Yes, it would be, because they actually love this tree.
So I'll get my cutters.
Yes, let's go for it.
The tempting gourmet delight was finished. But would the Ellies like Chef Michaela's special of the day?
Michaela, I think this would be a good spot for us to put our food out.
Well, this is definitely in the elephant's path, isn't it?
Yes, the elephants are just coming from that side, and
Oh yeah, you can see them, they're just over there. Are they definitely coming this way?
they will be. And the wind is coming from our left, so I think this is a perfect spot.
Let's prepare dinner.
Let's go for it.
Gosh, they're getting close, aren't they?
Yes, pretty close.
They're eager for their dinner. Whoa, those Ellies are keen. They are coming close. They've obviously heard about how good I am at preparing food. Now, we need to get a little bit of parsley to sprinkle on top. And I'll just go and get my flowers. Some parsley, a couple of flowers. Now, I know that doesn't look very good, and I like to prepare my meals nicely, but guests are coming early and we've got to go, otherwise we're going to miss it. Oh, I can't. Oh, they're so close. They've walked straight past my restaurant. I can't tell you how disappointed I am. They came so close and then they just looked, went, nah, dreadful preparation. And walked on. Oh, but it was lovely to see them. But you know something? I'm not going to give up. I think we can move the restaurant. It's a takeaway. We're going to try again. I'm not going to be beaten. It's been a lot of effort preparing that food. Michaela's Elephant Restaurant is on the move. Okay, let's go. They're coming ever so close. You see how close they are, look. What are we doing, just chucking it? Yep. Well, there's no preparation. I can't make it look pretty, but I can chuck those on. Quick, let's go. They're coming, they're coming. They're so close. Oh, look, look, look. They're sniffing. I thought they were going to go straight past, and then they turned around and they're eating my meal. I'm so excited. Look at that. They're eating it. Oh, look at that. She took the sisal and everything. Look. You could see a great big branch in her mouth. I am just so excited. I mean, look, they're really having a good old chomp. They're even coming back for seconds and dessert. One of them was really enjoying the sisal. Now you can really see how good their sense of smell is. They nearly walked past my restaurant, and then one of them smelled that there was something juicy to eat and came right in on it. But that's why we have to be a little bit wary, because they also know that we're here. And you can see that every so often they turn and they look, the ears come out, they sniff a bit. So we've just got to be ready and very calm. I'm just so chuffed that they came to my restaurant after all that preparation. I prepared that food all day for them. That is definitely challenge complete. It was a successful Michaela Elephant takeaway. Well, look at this. This could be another day in paradise. Depending, of course, on how difficult my next challenge is. Only one way to find out. Get to grips with the most powerful bird of prey in the world. Not sure I know what bird that is. Could be Panama's national bird, the Harpy eagle, which is a very cool bird. Hope so.
The most powerful bird in the world is the very rare Harpy eagle. And the best country in Central America to see them is Panama. Even here, they're very hard to spot, so I was going to need the help of an expert to get to grips with the huntress of Panama.
Now this is Angel, who's in charge of releasing hand-reared Harpy eagles back into the wild. Angel, just how powerful are these birds?
Harpy eagles are probably the most powerful bird of prey in the world. They have really, really strong claws that will take down pretty much anything that comes close to them.
And how rare are they?
Harpy eagles are very rare. Panama is the last country where known harpy eagle pairs exist in Central America.
So what does the project that you're involved with actually do?
Well, our goal is to restore the harpy eagle to its former habitat through Central America.
What's the chances of me seeing one today?
We'll probably see some of them. We're still feeding some young ones. They're still dependent on our food, so we'll go and look for one of them.
So these are ones that you've hand-reared, released, you're still feeding until they learn to fend for themselves?
Exactly, and that's
Okay.
a very long process. It sometimes takes anywhere from 6 months to a year.
Angel took me to one of the feeding trees deep in the forest.
What's on the Harpy Eagle menu today?
Yeah, we have a couple rats.
Okay, dinner is served. Now we've got to do is wait. Well, I can hear him. That is a Harpy Eagle making that noise. That's a... But I can't quite see him yet. Well, patience is a virtue. The Harpy Eagle has finally come down for some food. It is such a fantastic looking bird, absolutely enormous. You can't really appreciate the size of its wings, but when it puts its wings out, they can be anything up to 6 foot. But what you can see from here, just about, are those talons, and that's what makes this bird so powerful. Its talons are the size of grizzly bear claws. And what they do is they swoop down on an animal, pick it up with its claws, and take it off and then rip it to shreds with its beak, which is equally as powerful. Whoa, did you see that? It's ripping those poor little rats to pieces, making very small work of that. Well, I may have seen a harpy eagle in the wild, and I'm really chuffed about that because they are incredibly rare birds. But I don't really feel as if I've completed my challenge yet because I haven't got to grips with it. And you know, although this is close, it's not quite close enough for me.
To get to grips with one of these birds in the wild was not going to be possible. But I had plan B.
Well, this is what you call getting really close to a harpy eagle. And at this close, you can see just how enormous they are. But my challenge is to get to grips with it. So, Michaela, can I hold it?
Yeah. It's,
Now, this is a super, super thick glove, isn't it? Because those claws are so sharp and powerful.
all right.
And
just,
hold this.
Just hold this
Okay.
and put it.
Whoa, that is one big, heavy bird. Now, the reason I can do this with this bird is because this is one of the hand-reared ones that's used for educational purposes, and he is tame, I'm glad to say. But look, what a fantastic bird! Whoa! And you can see the wingspan, that is huge. Well, I have definitely got to grips with the most powerful bird in the world. Thank you very much, that's challenge complete. What are you looking at? This is the British Wildlife Centre in Surrey, which is home to lots of British animals, including this very cute rabbit Thumper. You're very sweet, aren't you? This is where I'm going to get my next challenge, which is match 5 different animals to their poo. Use their poo as a clue. That could be a very smelly challenge. Now this is the poo that I've got to match up with the animals that I find at the centre. It's a lovely little selection, isn't it? Some of it is more obvious than others, and I'm going to start with this one because I think I might know what it is. Now, one way to find out for sure is to break it open. Right, let's see. Okay, what have we got in here? A few bones. Yep, there are loads of bones in that, so I reckon this is actually a pellet from an owl. Now, strictly, it's not poo. It doesn't come from this end. It actually comes from this end, and what they do is they regurgitate out a pellet which has inside it all the things that they can't digest. So, let's see if I can find myself an owl. Well, the best place to look for a barn owl is in a barn, and I reckon there's some in here. Oh, wait till you see what's in here. We've got a male and a female, and we've got eggs. Now, these birds are beautiful birds. They're very widespread throughout Europe, but sadly they're in decline in this country. So let's see if I've matched the pellets up right. I reckon I have. Okay. Sorry, little owl. There we go. Obviously my one I've taken apart. I'm going to take this one apart now. Yep, it's got bones in it. It's the same size. Smells pretty much the same. Doesn't smell very strong at all, actually. Yes, yes. I'll leave you alone now. Bye. One down. 4 to go. Now this is the next poo I'm going to try and match, and I think I might have an idea what this is. It's long and thin. Let's smell it. Oh, that is rough. That is really rough. It's really fishy. If I break it up. Okay, let's have a look inside. Can't guess too much from that, but the fact that it's fishy smelling, it's got to be a fish-eating animal. And there's an obvious one here. Well, I've found the poo, and hopefully it will match up. Yes, my guess was right. This poo matches up to an otter. It's actually not called poo, it's called a spraint, and they use it to mark their territories. But if I'm going to see the animal itself, I think I might need a little bit of bribery. Oscar! Oscar, come here. There you go. What a gorgeous animal. Now, otters are one of Britain's success stories. In the 1960s, their numbers declined so much that they almost became extinct. Now their numbers are up to about 7,000, and that's thanks to hunting being banned, rivers being cleaned up, and also reintroduction of captive bred otters. And that's all very good news for otters. This is my next poo, and look at that. That is one to be proud of. Now, obviously that's come from a fairly large animal. Meat eating, I reckon. Looks a bit like the owl's pellet, but it's not. That is clearly a poo that's come out of something's bottom. Now, this is the animal that I reckon produced this poo. This is a wild cat. Wild by name, wild by nature. Well, I reckon that is a pretty good match. Now, these wildcats used to be found all over the UK. Sadly, you only find them in Scotland now. I can also see by her standing up that she's got kittens at the moment because her teats are out. And I know where those kittens are. Now, this is where they normally are. Let's see if they're still there. Oh, look, there's one little kitten there, and how sweet is that? Come on. Now, this little kitten is about 3 weeks old. It's one of a litter of 3. They're born blind. They open their eyes at about 9 days old. And you're going to be as fierce as your mum one day, aren't you? But you're very cute now. Well, this is the next poo, and I've absolutely no idea who it belongs to. A little bit smelly. It's small. I reckon maybe an insect eater. Well, you might as well start somewhere. I suddenly realised I recognise this poo. I've seen it in my mum's back garden. And there are only 2 animals that come into my mum's back garden. Cats and these guys, hedgehogs. So let's see if there's any poo. Here we go. Here's some poo. See if it matches. Look at that, a perfect match. Now, hedgehogs are pretty common in this country, but sadly, they're the fastest declining mammal. And the main cause of that is slug pellets, which are the pellets that people put in their gardens to kill the slugs. Sadly, if these little chaps eat them as well, they kill them. Right, not an easy one this. The only clue I've got is that it's small, and there are plenty of small mammals here. my last bit of poo, and I finally worked out who it would belong to because I looked really, really closely at it and I could see that it had bits of nuts. So what animal is famous for eating nuts? A squirrel. There we go. I reckon that is a very good match. Now I've just got to find the squirrel. Well, here he is. There's the little red squirrel. Much smaller than your more common grey squirrel. But it's these red squirrels that are native to Britain, and you used to be able to find them all over the country. Then the grey squirrels were introduced about 125 years ago from North America, and they pushed the red squirrels out of most of their range. Now you can only find them in very small pockets, mainly in the north of England and Scotland. Well, that's my 5th animal. That means I've matched 5 animals to 5 bits of poo. That is challenge complete. I'll tell you what though, I'm feeling a bit pooped. Whoa, look at that. That is what you call a big balloon. Does he bite?
No, not normally. He's
normally.
quite friendly normally.
But you normally pluck hairs out of him.
I can scratch his ear quite
Yeah.
easily.